So, what exactly do you have on the lovely doctor? Or does she have something on you?
I've told you everything you need to know.
Not good enough, partner.
You need to trust me.
You know, trust is a trifling thing. All right, see, if I'm doing all the legwork here, I need to know what's really going on. Why are you suddenly so connected to Lisa Niles?
I'm so glad that you decided to come in.
Dr. Niles said it would be okay, but I was so afraid. I don't have papers.
Okay, you don't need to tell them that. Okay.
So, this is your charity patient?
I can't let Dr. Niles get in trouble for bringing me medicine. Now when she's done so much for me and my family.
Gosh, you know, I am so sorry about all of that, and I should have insisted that you come to the hospital a long time ago. But now that you're here, I'm sure that no one will make it difficult for you. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. I just hope that everybody understands that whatever choices I made, I was just trying to help Inez.
Inez, when did Dr. Niles offer to give you the medication?
When she realized how sick I am.
And when was that?
I'm sorry, I don't think it's appropriate that Dr. Scorpio be interrogating my patient.
Actually, I think it's an appropriate question given the circumstance.
No, because the understanding was that my patient would come in no questions asked. Unless you've changed your mind and you want to turn her away because she doesn't have papers.
That's not hospital policy, and you know that. Actually, there was absolutely no reason for you to steal the medication in the first place.
Why didn't you just bring her in?
Well, first of all, she was terrified. And second, I don't know where I stand here from day to day, and I didn't know how she'd be treated. And I was afraid that someone might turn her in to spite me.
So the only solution you could come up with was to steal?
You have my permission to admit her as a Jane Doe. We'll keep her until her fever goes down. And we won't call the authorities.
Thank you.
I can stay?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I knew you could help me. Thank you.
I'm so glad that it all worked out. Okay, so I'm going to be admitting you, so everything will be fine. Don't worry.
I don't know how Lisa found that woman or how she convinced her to do this.
So you don't think that's the housekeeper's cousin?
No, of course I don't. She's covering her own butt. I don't know the reason she stole that medication, but I'm gonna find out.
You have no problem dragging me into a shootout, sending me on dangerous errands, or ordering me to drag a deranged doctor to your house.
You're well paid, Ethel. So stop your complaining, and believe me when I tell you that you're better off not knowing.
How can I watch your back if I don't know what kind of trouble you're in?
Come here for a second. Thanks, I could use a refill. Cheers. It all started when I said I'd do a favor for the Trujillos.
Well, yeah, last time that happened, I ended up getting the crap beat out of me.
Well, that's why I insisted on doing this one myself.
What was the job?
They were asked to accommodate a major European player. My job was to follow a certain man around town who's stalking somebody else here in Port Charles.
Stalking who?
My other job was to, if the guy got nabbed, make sure he didn't divulge any information.
Okay, I'll try again. Stalking who?
Sam McCall.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really, really outstanding. I mean, there's nothing like pissing off a hitman's girlfriend, right?
So the guy nabbed Sam in an alley. It was a bit of an ambush. Jason got the guy away, wrestled him to the ground, started beating the crap out of him. The guy was about to break, so I shot him.
Not one of his better days, eh?
Jason returned fire in my general direction, and you know the rest.
Well, so much for that truce.
Nothing's gonna happen to the truce if Jason doesn't find out that I was involved. Which is why I had you go after Dr. Niles. She's a lot more tight-lipped than our normal guy that we use.
Well, it could be because he's a raging alcoholic. But I really wouldn't know anything about that.
Turns out Dr. Niles was a better choice. And now, she owes me more than she ever did.
Well, whatever you have on Lisa must be pretty good.
Try this on for size. So I'm in the hallway at the hospital a few days ago after my post-operative checkup. And Lisa comes running down the hall with a syringe in her hand. Asked me to hold on to it. So, I was half intrigued, slipped the thing into my pocket. She runs off. No sooner do Nicholas, Maxie, and the chief of staff come running down the hall chasing after Lisa. Apparently she was going to inject Robin's IV with something.
What kind of something?
Lisa claims it was sodium pentothal. She wanted to switch off Robin's edit button for when she went to talk to the hospital board.
Well, that's not very nice, is it?
Which would explain why she's so motivated to cover the whole thing up. Anyway, Lisa's been on probation at the hospital, and every time I've called her, she's come running.
So where does that woman that I dropped off at the hospital fit into all this?
She's pretending to be a relative of Lisa's housekeeper.
Right. That explains it.
Right. So, Lisa was caught stealing antibiotics from the hospital for me. But she couldn't obviously reveal that, so she said that they were for her housekeeper's cousin, who was ill and illegal, and therefore afraid to go to the hospital.
Okay, well that all sounds very promising, except for one small detail that I don't think I could even fix.
What's that?
See, Lisa is smart, she's gorgeous, and she's a fine doctor. But she's barking mad, and I don't know if even you can control her.
Lisa's patient definitely has bronchitis, which is advancing into pneumonia.
So you started Inez on the antibiotics that I caught Lisa stealing.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're assuming that this Inez person is credible because Lisa, a known liar and a thief, has told you so?
Well, Inez is all settled in, so thank you so much for being understanding. I know I could have handled that better.
Look, Lisa, I appreciate your compassion for this woman. Stealing meds wasn't exactly the way to deal with it.
Do you want me to clean out my locker and exit the premises?
You're on probation. It's well within my rights to fire you. But I believe you were genuinely trying to help.
I was.
If there's any more trouble, you're done. I want to be real clear with that.
Okay. I understand. You know, it's odd how things worked out because, you know, if you hadn't seen me take the medication for Inez,
You mean if I wouldn't have caught you stealing the medication? Don't call it anything else.
Okay, well, anyway, I mean, if it wasn't for you, Inez wouldn't be in the hospital tonight getting the help that she really needs, so thank you, Robin.
Radiology 2705. Radiology code 705.
I can't believe Steve is actually buying this, can you? You know what, I'm gonna talk to Inez, if that's even her name. She's obviously a plant. I just have to figure out how to prove it.
Robin, she's got pneumonia. She needs some rest. It's probably not the best time to talk to her tonight.
Well, I didn't say it was gonna be tonight.
It's not like Lisa stole pain medication or sleeping pills. It was a standard antibiotic. I just don't see anything particularly sinister here.
Why are you so willing to believe everything Lisa says and doubt me?
I'm not doubting you. I'm trying to find a way to support you in this.
Yeah, don't do any favors. If you want to believe Lisa, then fine, do that. But that also means that you're doubting me.
I'm just saying, in this particular moment, I think Lisa's telling the truth.
What? She's lying. She's always lying. She's always lying and getting away with something. And if that's okay with you, that's fine.
No, Robin,
but it's
that's
actually not
that's
okay
not
with me.
okay with me. I don't trust Lisa, but she's not always wrong, and you're not always right.
Checking on your patient, are you?
Yeah, hey, how are you, how are you feeling? Are the antibiotics working? I'm worried sick.
You can drop the act.
Thank you so much for watching over him.
Oh, yeah, it's no problem. So did everyone at the hospital believe poor Inez was your housekeeper's cousin? See, I was the one that gave her a lift to the hospital.
Huh, so you told him.
Everything.
And if you're thinking of trying to slip Johnny a little something lethal, think again.
Thanks, partner.
How many people did you tell Johnny? How many people know my secret?
Got your page. If you expect me to apologize for thinking Lisa's a liar,
Robin,
I'm
I
not
love
doing
you.
it.
And I always will, whether or not we stay married. And I'm glad you're safe and you're healthy and you're alive.
Okay.
Jerry Jacks shot one of our morgue attendants on the East Loading dock.
Jerry Jacks here in the hospital?
I just finished taking the bullet out of the guy. And all I could think about was when he held the Metro Court hostage. And you were lying there and life literally bleeding out of you and I couldn't do anything about it. Well, I loved you then. And I love you even now. Now. And that's not gonna change.
All I remember that night was when I thought I was dying. And I just kept praying that I would see your face again, even if it was for the last time.
Oh, it must be embarrassing to have all of your obsessions come to light. For people to know how far you're willing to go to get what you want.
No, actually, because all good surgeons are obsessive. That's how we get through medical school. That's how we build a practice. Yeah. It's not something that I think either of you would really appreciate.
Are you applying this same technique to Patrick Drake?
My relationship with Patrick is none of your business.
Is that why you tried to drug his wife? To protect your relationship?
I never said I wouldn't tell him.
See, at least now we know. You're not gonna try to hurt Johnny. Or me, for that matter. I'll be in touch.
So now I'm gonna have both of you blackmailing me?
Ethan did you a favor. So did I. You needed a patient with certain symptoms and you got her. Hey, well, we saved your job. You should be grateful.
I'm finished here. Okay, we're gonna call it even, and you're gonna give me that syringe.
Or what?
So give me that syringe.
No chance in hell I'm giving you that syringe back. And let me refresh your memory that if anything were to happen to me, I have left a detailed account as to what you plan to do with the syringe and the syringe itself with my lawyer. So now would be the time you start taking really good care of me, Dr. Niles. Like, starting right now, so you should spend the night.
Not a chance.
No? Then who should we call first? Can you imagine the look on Patrick Drake's face when I tell him that you were gonna drug his wife with God knows what? Or we could take a completely different angle and say, I don't know, you use me to make Patrick jealous?
I could smother you in your sleep.
No. See, didn't we just go over all of the reasons why that would be very, very bad for you? So relax. Make yourself comfortable. At least, now we know where we stand, don't we?